a lot more damage now too. Because it goes off. I just realized it goes from what I've seen on my traits or.
Why is this playing audio again? I turned your audio off. There we go.
Okay.
I guess
like
Fallout Shelter resets every time.
So anything since I have pack magic I do I think is +4, and it goes up my charisma, so that's +2, which is 6. And now I got +4 from this by being level 2, so that's I think my Eldritch Blast does another 10 attack.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, unless I'm wrong somehow.
I'm sorry, I was doing something else. What was that?
I was just saying, with all these boosts that I have to myself, my Eldritch Blast does an extra 10 damage. If I'm wrong, because if it goes off my charisma, which is +2, and I have that pack magic trait, which says spell attack +4, and I have my that boost I got from leveling up when I use my Eldritch Invocation or whatever. That gives me extra attack boost to my Eldritch Blast, like 4 extra, like +4 attack. So that's like 10 extra.
Alright, I put my phone on silent.
I mean, like, then again, I don't know, I could be thinking about it wrong.
That's spell attack +4. I think that's against you beating their armor class, not the damage.
So, it counts for my initiative. Well, not my initiative, my basically, if I roll it and I get something lower and I do +4 on it, it can make it higher.
Yeah, so you have a better chance of hitting them.
Alright, then I do +6 damage then.
Because I think it's telling you that's... Yeah, okay, you can cast no warlock spells using charisma as your spellcasting modifier, and then it tells you that means that you get spell attack +4. So that's gonna be... So it's just telling you that that's what your charisma is giving you.
+4, that's what my charisma is giving me.
So it's just telling you basically you can use your you can use your charisma to cast your spells, and that charisma is going to give you +4 to actually hitting your enemy. So
okay, and then there's a +4. I do extra 8 damage then, because there's another full +4 from that Eldritch Invocation thing I got.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, well, the Eldritch Invocation, let's see. So, when you do Eldritch Blast, you'll get another you'll get +2 to the actual damage.
I thought I said 4, I forgot. Yeah, so then I do an extra 6 damage then.
No, you don't do an extra 6 damage. Okay, when I tell you to roll a d20 in order to see if you actually hit the creature, that's what you add your +4 to. Afterwards, when you roll to see how much damage the creature takes, you add +2 to that. So they're both... So the 4 is being applied to the first roll, the 2 is being applied to the second roll. So it basically means you have a better chance of hitting the creature, and when you do actually hit it, you'll deal more damage to it. So you're helping both of your rolls instead of just one. Because what good is hitting a creature if the damage is garbage, right? So...
Yeah, as you saw with... Angus in the first encounter.
Alright, more like the hit phone, which is great. But, I mean, +2 damage is pretty good, I guess.
Alright. I think are we ready to get started then?
Yeah. I'm ready. I even got a spare set of dice from like D&D game that I have, because the decks that I have are really tiny. I feel like I can this bigger D a little better.
I am ready.
Alrighty. Let me just grab my pencil and eraser and all the stuff that I need to keep track of stuff. And hopefully this time I won't lose my dice a billion times like I did last time.
I'm tempted to just the D4 or something. I don't know. It's like reflective, and if you look at it like head on, it's like impossible to see, because it's like it's a triangular pyramid, and it just reflects off of it. It's cool, but also very annoying if you're rolling on a black surface.
Okay. So, last we left off, you guys had started ascending the tower, ascending a staircase to try and get further into the tower, right?
Yep, we're ascending the staircase.
All right. Let's see, I'm thinking, okay. You guys, we see our heroes, well, I hesitate to call you heroes, ascending a staircase.
Understandable. I wouldn't call you a hero. You're just in it for the gold, almost.
It is a plain stone staircase. And you seem to be in a void of some kind. There seems to be nothing existing around you except for the staircase. It is not simply that you see blackness, but that there is nothing there to see. You slightly fear what would happen if one of you were to slip and fall off, as there does not appear to be any railing of any kind on this staircase.
Railing of any kind, so we're just constantly rising into the void.
And then, suddenly, in front of you, you begin to see what appears to be another door at the top of the stairs.
Oof. Well, come. You go through the door first.
I want to peek through. Is there a keyhole?
It is. It's just no keyhole. Like it cannot be locked. It seems, or at least not in a physical way that you understand.
Okay.
Well,
So
you go through first, halfling.
I enter stealthily. I head in.
All right. You head in, and you are in a large room. It is an octagonal room. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry. Well, yes, it's an octagonal room. There seems to be a door on every side of this room.
It's just this door leads doors. I say.
I follow behind the halfling, and I go to the middle of the room.
Okay, and the door shuts behind you, and the room goes dark. And then the same magic darkness where you see nothing, even through your dark vision. And then it is lit again, and every door is different. The door that closed behind you seems to be a different door now. Would you like to investigate these doors?
Yes.
Alright.
I'll investigate the door in the closest. Well, I'm in the middle of the room. I just go to a random door and check it. Pick one.
I turn around. I open. I don't walk through the door. I open the door that we just walked in from.
You're just like not even gonna investigate the door itself. You're just gonna open it up and see what's there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's too late now.
I guess. I don't know. What does the door look like?
Foolish
Well, that's
halfling,
why I
what are
was
you
telling you
doing?
to investigate, wasn't I?
I'm like, I hear you open the door behind us, like, foolish halfling, you know to stop. This is magic.
I didn't even
No.
look at the door.
You're gonna look at.
Turn
You're gonna.
around
Hold on. What
and
are you
open
going
the
to?
door.
You're gonna turn around and look at the door?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn at the door.
You turn and look at the door, and it seems underneath the door as if the room behind it might have a light inside of it. Would you like to walk up to the door, do anything, check any of the doors? What you wanna?
Well, I'm walking up to.
I'm sorry.
Tell
what?
me. Oh wait. Oh, sorry.
I'm knocking the door.
The door is very, very warm to the touch.
Oh.
I want to. This is. I want to inspect the door that outstands the most, or stands out the most. That's what I meant to say.
I don't know what would stand out the most to you.
Oh well, look. Just pick a random door and I check it. I look at it. This I check it out.
All right, you have gone to a door that appears to be covered in vines and various plants and such.
Can I inspect the plants? Like, can I make anything out of it? Like, can I use like some sort of my like history or investigations or?
You can investigate it if you want to.
Investigate then. I shall investigate. I'll roll a d20. I got 19.
Perfect. So you look at these plants and you see that it is just simply various common vines. Nothing particularly special about them, just that they seem to be thriving on this otherwise ordinary door.
A very tiny door. Alright,
I want. Okay, on my door, I want to crack, like, open it just a little bit to just peer what's on the other side.
Can you roll a perception?
A perception roll. Okay. So perception. Where is it? Do I have? Yes, it's right. I rolled a +1.
I could not understand what you said.
Oh, I rolled a +1. So
You rolled a +1.
I rolled a +1 equals 6.
I'm gonna assume you rolled a 5 because you said equals 6. You are cutting out very badly at the moment.
Oh no, that's not good.
So that's not the greatest, but that's gonna get you. As you open the door, you feel an intense heat come through the opening, and you worry you might burn yourself, so you close the door back up again.
Alright, well, I turn to Fergal and say, this room is on fire, let's not go this way.
Well, maybe you shouldn't touch a door that's hot to the touch. You shouldn't.
I mean, it wasn't hot until it was warm, but not hot.
Well, usually when a door is warm, there's something really hot on the other side. Don't you know fire safety?
Door. I bet it's just gonna be a room filled with vines, isn't it?
I'm not opening this door. I'm going to investigate all the doors now. Can you pick another random door for me to inspect?
Okay.
I know about the vine door.
So we did that one, Okay, so you can't inspect that one because you just inspected that one. Let's roll that again. Okay. You walk up to... We're just going to say that the door you walked into is door 1. So that way that's a little bit... So you can get an idea of where you guys are positioned. So door 1 was the fire door. Going clockwise from there. You checked door 3, which was the viney one. You are now heading to door 5, which is the one directly across from door 1. And door 5 seems to have dirt that is in front of it. Like the whole floor, like the whole room is stone, but the ground in front of the door 5 seems to have dirt sprinkled all over it. Like as if it poured out from that room at some point.
Alright, well, I expect another door. A random one. Just give me a random one. I'm writing these down so I can make sure which doors are which, so don't think I'm not recording this.
Good.
I want to look at door 2.
You want to look at door 2? Okay. As you walk up to door 2, you hear the sounds of dripping water, and if you put your hand to it, the door feels wet.
Can I open door 2 and door 1 at the same time?
Don't open them.
No,
Do not
I'm not gonna
open any of these doors. Do not touch them. Leave them alone, not until I inspect every single door here.
I look at and firmly my hand against you.
The door is very wet, and when you pull your hand off of the door, your hand is just covered in water.
Door 2, water. Alright, I inspect door number 8.
Door number 8, I see. Okay, this is an interesting one. I think. It's going to be interesting for me to try to describe. If you walk up to the door, it doesn't at first appear to be anything special, except for that behind it you can hear what seems to be the chirping of birds, maybe just various signs that there might be something in there. You hear like let me think. This is the tough one. You basically just hear signs of life, as if there's an ecosystem behind this door.
That seems the least likely to keep opening.
You also hear what might be the sounds of larger creatures, such as thumping and growling and various roars. It seems as if there is a menagerie of things within.
I'd like to inspect door 7 now. Thank you. Make sure that all these doors.
As
door
you
7.
Yeah.
I want to look at. Wait, door 3 has already been looked at, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a vine one.
Okay, then I'm gonna go and look at So he's at door, which is like,
there's door 4 and door 6 left.
I want to go to door 4.
Okay.
I'm expecting door 7.
Okay, I'm gonna go for door 4 next, just so you guys get alternating ones.
Right.
So door 4. Behind door 4, you hear the clopping of hooves and the roaring of animals and various. You hear the sounds of like a frog croaking and a lion's roar and various animal sounds behind it. You touch the door?
Yeah, because usually when I do weird sensory thing, I'm gonna
Alright.
touch.
Let me see. You touch the door, and the door seems, where you put your hand, seems almost as if it is scaly.
Ooh.
But do you want to do an investigation on the door?
Sure, I want to do an investigation.
See if you can see more about this door.
I want to learn all I can, because I heard clopping, right? We brain dead horse.
Okay, can you do an investigation roll for me, please?
investigation is +2. I rolled a 1. I critically failed at my investigation.
Like, is this even a door?
You look at the door.
I don't know
You
what
look at the door
is.
and you stare at where your hand is intently and go,
That's a door.
that's one scaly door, all right. And you fail to take in the rest of the grandeur of the door.
I want to push the door open.
No.
As you begin to push the door open, you hear the sounds cease. You hear no sounds anymore, and it is just darkness inside.
Oh, well, that was unconventional. Now back in here, halfling. You possibly destroyed an entire world. Who knows what you did there?
So
Probably.
You're gonna investigate door 7. Have you closed the door back up?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I didn't.
I'm gonna investigate door 7.
The door has now closed itself.
Oh.
So door 7. You can't help but notice the lack of anything at door 7. There seems to be as if nothing, whereas the other doors you've investigated so far, you seem to be able to tell that there might be something behind it. You notice that this door is devoid of anything, any sounds within. And if you put your hand on the door, you feel nothing. Not as if the door isn't there, but that you feel no sense of anything, and the door is simply cold, dead stone.
There's nothing special about the door. Might be
6.
The one.
So this is you guys' last door. Are you going to converge on door 6?
I guess where our paths cross. Let me inspect this door, halfling. I have more knowledge about things than you could ever know.
How about we both inspect? Yes, one of us doesn't.
Let me investigate this door.
Both. You can go ahead and both investigate it. That's fine. You're both standing there staring at it.
I had 12
right,
plus 4 on my investigation and plus 2 on my proficiency. So that's 6 plus 12, which is 18.
10
Alright.
plus 2, 12.
Alright, you guys hear the sounds of howling winds behind there, as if there might be a great hurricane behind this door.
Oh.
Seems we have discovered all the 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air.
But what about those other ones where it's like there's animals? There's like 2 animal doors.
I would like to open the door, which is basically nothing.
Yeah, it seems like the
No,
door.
I don't want to open the door where it's like, I'm gonna be like, when I open it, I'm gonna be right at the opening of the door. I open it where I'm like behind the door and it opens.
Alright, I'll be right at the opening of the door then.
Yes, you check it out.
So I look inside.
Kind of behind the door.
Okay, when the door opens, there is nothing. It's just, you just can't see through to be what is on the other side.
Alright, go ahead and step on in.
And as you are attempting to as you go to step through, the skull of some animal falls to the ground at your feet.
I pick up the skull and investigate.
I was gonna throw it back.
I want to investigate the skull.
No, get up and investigate. You're behind. Pick it up and throw it back.
No, I'm investigating it. I'm gonna investigate the skull.
No,
Okay, make your investigation
This is a strange
check.
new place for me, and there's so much things I don't know. Like, I don't know what the heck's going on right now. This is all strange, weird
Go ahead
magic
and
from ancient
investigate it.
times. I got a 3, but plus 6 is just like 9.
I will tell you, it is the skull of a large animal. You do not know what it is, only that it seems to have been... It looks as if a large animal capable of holding its own.
Interesting.
I guess I'll investigate it as well. I don't know. I want to
just
see.
like trying to take a step into that room, a skull came out.
I got a 9 plus 2, so I got 11. My investigation.
Okay. Investigating this, you see the same things as he does, except that you notice that this animal more than likely would have been a predator.
Okay, well we're done
Alright,
investigating the skull.
Wait, don't you have another
horrible door monster?
Yeah, throw it back.
I'm throwing it back. I'm throwing it back to the door monster. Does the room do anything?
No, it's just you throw the skull into the room and it just disappears into the darkness, and that's it. It's gone.
Well then.
Alright.
I've got an idea, maybe.
Let's go to the other life door and like
I would like
step into
to
it
pick
and
up
see
the
if it's
halfling and chuck him into the room.
I'm going to do a strength resist roll.
I would say that would I would make that a dexterity to see if you can dodge against his or we can
Come here, halfling.
or we can have it in athletics versus an athletics.
Oh, how do we do that? Oh, I see. Oh, I have -1. I don't think it's gonna end well for me.
Alright. Plus 0. So.
Oh, well, you're doing better than me already.
Athletics.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
I rolled a 7.
I got 13.
Okay, I wasn't expecting it.
Come, halfling. You want to adventure, don't you? Let's go see what's in that room. I chuck him in there.
Language.
Sorry, that was my bad. I got upset.
Okay.
Chuck him in there.
So you chuck him in there?
Yeah, see what happens.
Okay. You pick up your halfling companion, I say with air quotes, and you throw, as he struggles in your grasp, you toss him into the room, and he vanishes. You don't see him anymore. He has just gone into the darkness. You hear no sounds of him landing. It's almost as if he just disappeared into the nothingness. No. Don't declare death.
Well, I probably think he's dead. Well, he's gone.
Angus, where you are, it is dark. You don't see anything. But you do, except for the light of the doorway that you were just thrown to, and you see Theragal standing in the doorway, looking into the darkness, and he seems not quite concerned or worried for your well-being, but simply more that he is intrigued by the fact that he did not hear you land, or he does not seem to understand where you have gone.
It's because of my halfling stealth. I see. Is the animal skull anywhere near me?
You don't see it at all. You don't see anything other than the doorway. Do you want to try and...
Okay, I would shout in the door. It's like, hello? Are you in there? Are you dead?
You don't hear him shouting. You only see that his mouth is moving, almost as if he might be attempting to say something, but you don't hear it. You notice that you're really not all that far from the door. He doesn't seem to have chucked you very far.
Yeah, he's not that strong. Okay, I'm gonna light my lantern and walk back towards him.
As you light your lantern, but there does not seem to be any emanating glow from the lantern. It doesn't light anything up. You're basically just still in darkness. And are you gonna walk back out?
I'm gonna throw a rock at him.
No, I thought there's any rocks in there.
He carries rocks for his sling.
Oh yeah.
You throw the rock in the direction of Theragal, and the rock disappears into the darkness in front of you, and you don't see it hit him, and Theragal doesn't even notice anything. The rock seemingly has just disappeared into the darkness. You didn't hear it land and fall anywhere. It's just gone.
Farewell for
This is a creepy room. Try to walk back out of it.
So you're gonna walk back out of it? Okay.
No.
Not necessarily,
Angus,
but I want to go over there.
Angus, you walk through the doorway, and it's seemingly normal. For you, nothing interesting really about walking through this doorway, but Theragal, you suddenly see Angus materialize in front of you, walking out of the doorway.
Oh, so you didn't cease to exist there.
I want to push Theragal into the darkness.
I feel like I just get up close to you in your face and I'm inspecting you. Like, what? You don't seem to be damaged at all. How did you do that? What was in that room?
By the ear. Oh, better yet, I'm gonna pull both of them out of the dark room.
Alright, athletics check then.
Can I do this? Oh, I have to do an athletics check, see if I can avoid him.
Yes.
Alright. I rolled a 4.
And okay, I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9, okay.
Minus 1, which is an 8.
Okay, so Angus attempts to grab at you as you're inspecting him, but he fails to. You manage to pull away just in time as his hand reaches to grab you by the robe, and you manage to back away from him before he can toss you.
I'm like, wait, what the heck? What did the abyss do to you? Are you some sort of thrall now?
You go in there, so you can fucking horrible and creepy that was. Or better yet, if I enter in here, we both have to the room to actually do it.
I got an idea. I got a better idea. How about I just summon my unseen servant to go in there, and I can communicate him through my mind. See, I can make him go deeper in there.
Alright.
Alright.
Could have done
I like
me in there.
Well, you're the closest one at the time, alright? Besides...
So you're gonna summon your unseen servant?
Yes.
Alright.
I'm very interested in this room.
Alright, the unseen servant stands in front of you, and he's like, what do you wish me to do?
Unseen servant, I wish you to walk into that room and keep going as far as you can, and report back to me through my mind anything you find of interest. And
as he's standing in front of you, you don't really take it, you've never taken it, let's just say you've always taken for granted how you feel the presence of your unseen servant when he is summoned. Even when he is far away from you, you feel his presence in your mind, but you've never really thought about this before. And as the unseen servant walks through the doorway, all of a sudden, his presence in your mind is gone, and it feels as if he no longer exists, almost as if he has been unsummoned, although you did not unsummon him. And as you call out to him through your mind, you get no reply.
Well, then
it looks like your unseen servant is dead, and you wasted your spell. That's right. I think the only thing that's going to happen is if we both get in there. So once again, I'm gonna grab Theragal by the robe and try to force him into the thing.
I'll be ready for you this time.
Why are you guys so obsessed with this specific door?
Because it's just so much nothing. Why?
It's the only door.
Why did a skull come out of it? That's the real question. It's just filled with nothing. Where the heck did this skull come from?
It's the only door that doesn't retrieve horrible things, but it's the one that's significant. It's the least worse. That's what's going on. So I'm gonna march both of us through this door. It's gonna transport us to some strange dimension, and we're gonna love it and hate it at the same time. So that's my plan. So I'm gonna roll my strength against Theragol's.
Alright, let's see if you can force him in there.
Well, I would be ready for him this time, seeing how it's like.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
I would say,
17.
I'd say since he's expecting it now, he gets advantage.
Alright, so I roll. I got 18. I already win.
Oh yeah, you won. 18 minus 1, it's a draw though. Because you won, I rolled a 17, and then I rolled an 18, and you rolled an 18.
Strength?
So you have minus
-1.
1. Yeah.
So you try, basically you get me nowhere, like you grab me, but you kind of don't get me to go
Well,
anywhere.
hey, you guys aren't the storytellers here, so you
Oh, sorry,
roll.
sorry.
So what are both of your total rolls?
Well, I got 18,
17.
minus 1 is 17.
And my lower roll was 17.
No, you didn't have advantage. He had advantage because he was
Oh yeah, I
expecting
have
your
an
grab.
advantage. So I
Yeah.
should be, yeah.
Well, you had
I'm like-
advantage? Oh, I rolled,
'cause
I
you
rolled
guys
at
expected it.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take
And I
that.
had-
His disadvantage evens out. So your lower roll was 17.
Yeah.
So
I got 18.
you like total, or did you roll 18 minus, and then you need to subtract the
Well,
one?
I rolled 18, and so I tracked 1, that'd be 17.
Okay.
But I got an
But,
advantage,
that's
so
why I'm saying, like, is the 18 your total, or just what you rolled? Net?
17.
Okay. 17. He grabs onto you, but he also fails to actually put enough force into it to move you anywhere. So he's just kind of like pushed against you, and you're just like, what's going on here? Like, what? Did you think that would really work?
You weak, pathetic halfling.
It's the only way to push you. How about,
You,
How
as you
about-
guys are struggling to figure out what to do, from the door, you feel that coldness that you felt when you touched the door seems to have started to invade the room, and the room is becoming colder.
Oh dear, I
Let's
think we left
see.
this door open for too long. I closed the
we're
door.
going to die, Theragol.
No,
It's
I
too late.
closed the door immediately.
And just like that, the coldness seems to have dissipated back to behind this door.
Alright. That room was clearly didn't want to stay in its own personal room.
I'm going to persuade Theragol. I'm pulling out all the
You really want to give me that room.
Theragol that if we don't go into any of the, we both need to go into these rooms. We're never going to get out of here. We're never gonna find that hidden knowledge that you're looking for. Basically.
I am curious what the heck happened to my unseen servant. Like, seriously, is he gone? Or is he just, I can't communicate
Well-
him when he's on the side?
We're gonna go into one of these doors. Very likely a door with
Alright,
that
let's
we
go
were just looking at.
through door number... Let's just avoid door number 7 for now. Let's go through door number 8.
Door number
Let's
8?
Check it out. I
Okay.
don't step through. I do that thing I did, the same thing I did with the door number 7, where I just I stand behind the door and open it, and he stands in front of it.
That sounds good. Alright, you open the door and all sounds from it stop. When the door opens, it looks exactly the same as door number 7 did, except that a feather and a leaf fall from the top of the door. They
I see.
fall at your feet.
Now... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I pick up the
Oh, there. Wait, now, like, I look at this. Now, there, God understands. I see. You cannot look to the door unless you step through it. So any attempt at looking through the door is, like, you can't see anything. It's impasse. Just can't see nothing. But only by stepping through it can you see what lies within. How
I think we
interesting.
both need to do
And
that
annoying.
to teleport us through somewhere. So I pick up the feather and the leaf, and I'm gonna do an investigation to determine what it came off of and what. Alright, investigate. Plus, I rolled a 20.
Okay, let me think about this for a moment. I want to make this work well. Okay, you rolled was that a nat 20?
Yeah, natural 20. I
Okay.
crit this. I dealt 999 damage with my eyes on this plant.
Hold on, I'm trying to think of figure out what combination.
I just like to imagine this effect to my eye, and like you see this form in my eyeball.
I'm trying to think. I want this to be.
Yeah. Sorry. As vague as possible.
Not as vague as possible. I want to make it perfect.
Oh, okay.
I want this because I want you to pick up on something, and if it's not perfect, you might not.
Survive. Might not survive. If you cannot figure out what this feather is, we'll die.
I wouldn't say that. I'd just say that it would be okay. Let's just say you recognize the feather as being from a bird that is only found in warm climates, but the tree leaf, I say the leaf that you are holding is a tree that only grows in cold climates, and it makes you wonder how these two things can exist at the same time in one place.
Alright, I've got an idea. Come here, Halfway. I'm just kidding.
I say...
No, I'm not gonna actually do it. I didn't say, alright, I'll put my own self at risk this time, because I'm actually interested. I don't go step through it, but I stick my head through like the blackness. See what's on the other side.
You see nothing, it's just dark. It's just the blackness.
Fine, I walk through the door, I fully walk through the door and see what's on the other side.
It is...
I wanted to push him.
It is still blackness. There seems to be nothing anywhere. And you keep walking, and you are just walking through darkness, and when you turn back, you see the doorway, and you see Angus standing in it. But he looks almost as if he's searching to find you.
Oh, he can't hear me.
He cannot hear you. He cannot hear you.
Well,
you do not exist to him.
And close the door and see what happens.
And you manage to get a few feet away from the door, and then it's almost as if you aren't moving from the door anymore, like you're not going anywhere. You're walking, but you're going nowhere.
Oh no, what is this room? I can't see into this darkness, even with my dark vision. What is this? What am I standing on? I inspect the floor in which I'm standing on.
You see nothing. There is nothing beneath you. You're not standing on anything.
How am I standing? What is this? Very interesting. I'm not even scared, I'm just very interested in what the heck is going on. I'm like, Why is this?
There is nothing. There is only the darkness and the nothingness around you and the doorway. Nothing seems to exist anywhere except for the doorway.
I mean, I walk back through the doorway that I came from, and I stand outside of it in front of Angus.
And just like that, Angus is amazed to see you pop out of nowhere. And, you...
Halfling? Oh, sorry. I was going to get done.
You look behind you, and it is still just nothingness in there.
Halfling?
Mm-hmm.
I need you to do something for me. Once I step to this door, I want you to close it behind me. If I knock on the other side, let me out. Alright, I'm select. If this kills me, I will haunt you. Goodbye. I step to the door.
I'm not looking forward to it.
No, trust me.
So
I won't either.
Are you closing the door behind him?
I step through the door.
I slam the door shut.
Okay, Angus, you see a closed door. Your companion seems to be on the other side of it, or maybe he's not. You don't really know where he's gone. Just that he walked through the doorway. Theragal, you are standing in darkness, except for where the doorway once was. Well, it is still there, except you see the back of the door.
Alright, I open the door, just walk back out.
I didn't think you guys were gonna spend this much time in this room.
Well, these doors lead to nowhere.
I think what we need to do, the next door we investigate, we both need to go into the door together.
Oh yeah, that's probably
Choose your door wisely.
That's probably why it won't allow us to split up.
Let's go. Let's get the clues, because I imagine what these are, and the clue that seems less likely to kill us is going to be the door we go through. Like that skull place. Let's not go through there. That seems like it leads to death.
Let's go through door
and
number 8.
As you say, it sounds like it leads to death. A symbol on that door appears, and it is a skull and crossbones.
Oh well then. I suppose we're glad we both didn't go in there. It didn't activate. I think door number 8 has to do with some sort of living creatures or something. I don't know.
We could go.
And as you say, it has to do with living. As you say that, hold on. Sorry. And as you say that it seems to be living, a symbol appears on the door. You recognize it to be an ankh, a symbol meaning life.
I recognize the symbol well. There's everywhere with celestials.
It's an Egyptian symbol.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I was just making that up. So what?
The ankh is an Egyptian symbol. It means life. So what was that?
Door number
I mean, he's a celestial. It might be.
Yeah, in this case, probably.
Well, I guess I'll just name them all then. Door number 6 is with air. Door number 5 is earth.
Hold on.
Door number. Sorry.
So you say door number 6 is air?
Yeah, with the air.
And as you say that, a symbol on door 6 appears, and it is the typical whirling lines of wind.
Door number 5 is earth.
And as you say that, a mountain, a symbol of a mountain appears engraved in door 5.
Door number 4 is animals.
And as you say that, various creatures are engraved into door 4.
And door number 3 is plants.
And all of the plants that are on door 3 burst into bloom.
And door number 2 is water.
And a great waterfall appears engraved into door number 2.
And door number 1 is fire.
And you see a raging fire symbol appear onto door number 1.
How interesting. How they spring forward.
Well,
perhaps they are enterable now.
Well,
Well, you know what that means, Halfling. Go ahead and walk through door number 7.
And, hold on.
Door number 7.
Yeah, you go through it.
Hold on, I wasn't finished. I'm just simply writing a thing down. It's just, I want that to be that. No, that would be that. This would be... And then this would be this. Sorry. And... Okay, and you see a... almost like a light, or not really a light, but something that is glowing over each door begin to glow. Over door 1 it is orange and red and yellow and all the color of fire, almost as if it is a stone encased, a fire made into a stone, a gem. There's a swirling blue over the door number 2. Door number 3 has wonderful mixes of greens and the bright colors of flowers. Door number 4 has different animal patterns swirling around, zebra stripes and leopard patterns. Door number 5 has it's kind of like a swirling of brown of dirt. Door number 6 seems to be just a whirlwind of whites and various shades of what you would imagine wind in a visible wind would look like when you see it depicted in pictures. The 7th one is simply a blackness above the door. It's just a simple black nothingness stone. And the 8th one seems to have all the colors of the universe contained within.
I go to the 8th and I pull out my... And I say...
Could not understand a thing you said.
Yeah, you could.
Okay. I walk up to the 8th one and I produce my crowbar. And I gesture to Theragal, help me pry this out of the wall.
So I say, no, I will not help you desecrate such magical items.
Yeah, but who knows what power it could have, what it could lead, what if it could lead to... I'm gonna do a persuasion roll. What if it could lead to, like, a good spell or something? So
I do resistance roll then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a feeling since I brought up the fact that it could be some sort of unknown spell, could he be at a disadvantage?
Yeah, that's one of my flaws. I
think he would be at disadvantage because a part of him really wants to know what it is.
Yes, I did easily distracted by concentration. I got 12, and what should I do? What should I do with my proficiency? What should I go base that off of? Perception? Or should I just be at disadvantage and not do that?
Rolling at disadvantage means you'll roll twice and take the lower number.
Oh, well I got 13 on my first... I got 12 on my first roll. And I got 3 on my second roll.
Okay,
plus... what?
I'm looking to see what it would be. Probably just against your... Gosh, the persuasion ones and deceptions, I'm always like, what do I check that against?
He's trying to persuade me. And I guess I should do... Insight? No. Maybe?
Let me see, 'cause
to do I think it's like perception.
Persuasion check.
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to help you.
Let me see.
I don't like helping people. Especially you.
I'm trying to see what it is checked against. Okay.
Well, I would just base it off my charisma.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Alright, well, my charisma's +2, that's 5. What about you, Angus?
I rolled in plus my +3.
So you got 13, is that what you're saying?
I got 13.
Can you please just tell us, like, the ending number? We don't need the whole calculation.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so 13 versus your what?
7.
7. All right, you are thoroughly convinced that what he's saying it could definitely be true.
You have a very good point there, Halfling. It could hold many secrets. Very like to. Wait a minute. Hey, I just thought of something, Halfling. Stones, magical stones. And these doorways contain magical stones. Perhaps these are the stones? You know what? Who cares? Come here and I grab the halfling. Quickly pry it out of its confines.
Alright. Roll. What?
I try to do strength roll, see if I can actually pick them up. Like, actually do it.
You can. I'm just going to assume you are able to pick him up as you chucked him into a room earlier. And he is quite a bit smaller than you, and it's possible. So if you want to try and hold him up so he can reach, or...
Yeah, try to pry it off.
Alright, so this would be... Angus would be contesting strength against this stone.
Alright. I'm gonna roll my strength, which is +0. Roll to 16.
You take your, you have a crowbar?
Crowbar.
Yeah.
And you don't really see a real crevice you can put it into, so you just kind of like slide it up to where where you think a crevice would be, but it seems almost as if the stone and the wall behind it are one. And you shove your crowbar where you imagine a space must exist, and you try with all of your might, but you can't seem to get the crowbar to get any kind of grip on this stone. It seems there is nowhere for the crowbar to actually pry from.
I rub my and I look through my bag. See what I got on a crowbar.
Fury halfling, I cannot hold you for much longer like this.
I have. I don't wanna. Okay, I look at him and I shrug. Say, well, can't do it.
Right, no, useless halfling, I toss him behind me.
And he tumbles to the floor, but he's pretty dexterous, so he picks himself up pretty well. And you guys are still standing in an octagonal room surrounded by doors, except that the doors now have various symbols and glowing stones above them.
Done wasting time. Let's go through door number 8.
Okay. Wait, which one's door number 8?
The life
Let's
one.
go through the... Why don't we go through the flower one? The flower one... You know, people don't get killed by flowers.
Well, flowers aren't very magical, are they? Who knows what could be this door? Did you not get the description of the stone?
Alright. Alright, let's go to them.
A
I
description of
feel like
what
the
now?
tower is pushing us.
The stove, like what you said, like the thing holds everything in the universe.
Oh,
Alright.
the description
Look at
of the life.
include
It seems to have every
flowers.
color of the, including flowers. That's true. Every flower color is in that.
Well,
Every
let's
color of every living thing you can think of is in that.
let's go through that door. I want to see what's door number 8. Let's go, Happening.
We both go through the door.
Okay. So you are both walking into this door?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Alright. Are you walking in side by side, one at a time?
I'm holding on to Theragal's robe, so maybe I'm behind him.
Don't touch my ropes.
I see, okay.
I'm
As I walk forward.
Alright, the two of you walk into this room, and the door behind you closes, and you are standing in darkness. You can no longer see the door behind you. And as you stand for a moment figuring out where you are going to go, all of a sudden you are no longer standing in darkness. You are standing as if you have just walked into the front door of a large house. At this point, I would like you guys to go check out the campaign notes. I've left you guys...
How do I do that?
So you guys are in my campaign. You can go see... you can check out where you... campaigns and see where... the campaigns you're active in.
Campaign player house.
Yes.
Where do I...
I need permission. Request access.
Oh, shoot. My thing isn't... Hold on, let me see if I can grab that up for you. Boop-a-doop-a-doop.
Where's Silverwood? I like that. Player house. I also need to request access.
Okay,
Let
let me
me
just
in.
get...
Help.
I
We're
thought I had,
blind.
but I forgot. Let me see. You're blind. I'm trying to find...
While this is happening, I tell Theragal, look, see, I knew this would happen.
What are you talking about happening?
Well, we both have to be, we had to go into the room together in order for the room to actually do anything.
Well, if we went into the 7th room together, we'd most likely both perish, seeing how the door is dead.
Yeah, but at least we would have gone some...
I'd rather you die than us die both.
You guys... Let's see. You say you requested access?
Yes, I requested access. I cannot go. It's like, look at your little document, I guess. It says it's like on Google Drive.
It is.
Access denied.
I'm trying to find where I can share this with you guys. Share, here we go. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't get, let me see. That is not the one, the page I want. I'm grabbing it. I'm gonna give you guys a fresh link that you guys can access it through.
How do you do that?
Edit notes.
There, it's loading. Oh,
Hold
that's
on.
what the place looks like.
What? Oh, you guys can see it?
I got it. I got it. It's a
Yeah.
map.
How do you do that?
I just pressed the link again. It's a different one now.
I hadn't even changed the thing.
Oh, I guess you let me in there though, because I can see it.
Oh, okay, I know what it is, because I made it so that anybody who has the link can view it, and it's just the same link.
Alright.
Okay.
I see. Okay, there's a lot of things.
Okay, so I will explain to you this map. If only I could put it back up again. Paste and go, please. Alrighty. So, okay. So you have walked into the front door of this house, and, you are staring into, a well-sized 2-story house, and to your left is the living room. You're in the foyer right now. If you walked in further, you would find the kitchen and dining, as you can see on the map. I've marked areas that are basically bedrooms, storage, bathrooms, and such of this house.
Inside the house.
You are inside. You have just walked through the front door of this house, and it is closed behind you. The house is furnished with the basic necessities. So there's like a couch in the living room, and a recliner maybe, and if you search through the house, you'll find that the bedrooms have basic beds inside of them, and each bedroom has a bed, a chest, and a wardrobe for you to store your things. And in the kitchen, on the counter, there is a note that says, "Welcome to your new home."
New home? Was someone expecting us? The tower prepared this for us?
I think because, when you got thrown out, the tower communicated to me.
Yes, as it did I. Wanted me to apologize to it.
So I think maybe in our adventures in the interior, this is where we go, I guess, chill out, put our things down. What?
And as you say that, another note appears on the counter that says, "I knew you guys could figure it out."
Yeah. Well, I figured it out.
Wow. I figured it out. I figured out all the doors.
They're just going on a tangent.
What are you talking about? I figured out all the door symbols, and I must have activated all the doors once I figured them all out. Did you not see how they glue as soon as I figured out the last door?
I think it's because we were wasting too much time in that room when the tower really wanted us to move on.
I doubt it. Well,
And another note appears on the counter, or simply not that another note appears, but the note that was already there seems to have changed and says, "Well, you're both kind of right." But one more than the other.
Well, I suppose this will be our home while we explore the Infinity Tower. I will take the owner's suite. We'll go upstairs. I'm gonna go upstairs and find the biggest room.
Okay, then I'll go downstairs and be in the biggest room.
There is no downstairs. You're already in the first floor.
Okay.
There's no way to access anything underneath the house. If you...
So I go upstairs.
Does the house have any windows? I want to look out the windows.
Okay, yes, you can see spaces. If you look on the map that you guys are seeing in front of you, those spaces in the walls there where it's like got that white space on the outer walls, those are windows. So what window would, like, on which side of the house would you say you are looking through?
So from the dining room, one of those 3 windows that are right next to each other.
Okay, you look out those windows and you see a nicely sized backyard. Outside where you see the back door leads to, you see a nice patio, and you see a nice sized yard behind you, but there is a large privacy fence around the backyard. And in this backyard, you see several plots and spaces where you might basically ready for planting. You see large spaces that seem to be cleared out. It is a nicely kept lawn. It's basically perfect for anything that you might want to put in a backyard.
Neat.
Well, I'm already going upstairs. I'm trying to find the biggest room to take for myself.
That
You're
would be the
upstairs.
room that's on the back right.
The
It's
back
got like
right.
it's got
You
like
mean the owner's suite.
yeah, it's got like a private bathroom and like a private room behind the
I
bathroom.
claim this room as my own.
I knew
Could
you
you
would.
label this room as mine?
And on the door to the room, it is a modest little sign that says Theragal's room.
Thank you. And I enter the room and close the door behind me.
Right.
And
go
you
upstairs,
notice the door has a lock, and you wonder where the key might be. And just as you wonder, you turn around and see on the bed lies the key.
Ah, how convenient.
So I'm gonna guess that's there.
What?
So I'm upstairs. Mm-hmm.
We're upstairs. I'm in my room.
I'm standing in the middle of the loft. I see that Theragal has already claimed the biggest room, like bedroom in the house. So I stand in the middle of the foyer, and I say, every other room on this floor that isn't the owner's suite, but please. Like a.
And you notice that every door, the door to every bedroom other than the owner's suite now has a modest plaque on it that says Angus's room.
Angus's.
I don't need any more space. I have my owner's suite. It comes with its own bathroom.
Comes with his own bathroom. Well,
Yes.
I also have my own bathroom, and three rooms, and a utility closet, and all sorts of things. It's
Well,
great.
No,
need
you
all that
you only
space.
laid claim to the bedrooms.
I
It
only
only
laid-
put plaques on the bedrooms.
It only put plaques on the bedrooms. Oh, I said every other room that isn't attached to the owner's suite.
That's what it gave you. Except
okay,
for
the
except for
bedroom.
the bathroom. You also got the bathroom.
I
You know
got
what?
the bathroom.
It's been a long day, a long journey. Theragal wants to go into his bathroom and take a nice long bath. Relax.
In
Okay.
in the bathroom you find fine soaps and such, but they are fine soaps more like they would have been considered fine soaps in a long past age.
What is this? It looks like a modern house, is that you're saying? With a modern amenities.
Yes, but
Well,
like some of the
but the
stuff
soaps
is
look like blocks of animal fat.
but some things in it are
Basically.
pretty are still seem to be pretty ancient. So some of it is modern, and some of it seems to be ancient. The walls
I
of this
go-
house, by the way, are all just a plain beige.
Plain.
I go into the bathroom and I investigate the bathroom as well.
You just find basically the same thing that Raso found that Theragal found in his bathroom.
Alright.
Hang up my clothes, I lock the door, and I take a nice, good bath. I relax.
I hold up my bag, hold up my soaps that I got from that house along, and excuse me, I don't mean to, but soap looks like in my age. If you'd like, you could.
I'm sorry, I
And,
cannot understand what you are saying. You are cutting out
Glitching
so
out.
bad at the moment.
I'm cutting out so badly. I don't know what to do about that. There's so many people using the internet at my place. How about I yeah, can have that audio. Yeah.
I mean, there's no way I'm going to be able to record that audio, but...
Yeah, but like it's so that you can at least hear me, I guess.
Okay, but I'm going to have a terrible echo.
You're gonna have a terrible echo. Never mind. I don't know. I could mute my and hear you.
But then nobody will hear you, is the thing.
Ah, that is true. But we are having this conversation, so you can hear me just enough.
That's true.
You'll be alright.
It's just
thing
like...
will glitch out every now and then.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
things
just
are
repeat
going
yourself.
fine, you sound great, and then all of a sudden, nobody can understand. We just hear like vowel sounds and
You'll
various
just have
consonants.
to repeat yourself.
Alright, that's fine. I can deal with that. Okay, so I hold up my modern piece of fine soap that I have acquired from that rich dude's bathroom, and I say, Tower, I don't mean you have very lovely soap, but your soap selection is like several thousand years old. I want to show you some modern soap. It's more thorough with cleaning, so to speak. Could you stock a bathroom with soap similar to this?
And on the mirror to the bathroom fogs up, and written in the fog of the mirror, it says, can you place it on the counter?
I place it on the counter.
And the soap is seemingly absorbed into the counter, and there's just nothing for a moment, and then all of the soap in the bathroom and in all of the bathrooms disappears and is suddenly replaced with several versions of the soap you have presented to the tower. And it in the mirror now it says, thank you for the information. And now all of your soap is
updated. Soap changed in my hand, like disappears, and then another one appears where the other soap was. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You're trying to play some tricks on me, Tower. I'm trying to take a bath.
In the fog of your mirror, it says, sorry, I was given a new directive on what soap was.
So, was it that halfling?
There...
Soap. I didn't know he stole soap. I was just like, where the heck did he get soap?
The tower just and on the window you just, or on the mirror you just see like a shrugging little, like a stick person who's shrugging.
I get soap from most of my adventures. Okay, so to the trophy, like for the rest of the rooms.
Okay, so the trophy room, if you want to check out the trophy room, you see that the trophy room is pretty empty, but there's several display cases of various sizes, tall ones, small, short ones, long ones. There's empty, like things on the wall where you might hang something, where you might put something up. It's basically the skeleton of a trophy room, but there are no trophies inside of it yet.
No. Alright.
Well, I don't know how much time has passed. How much time has passed? Since it's been
You've been in the bath for a good, like 20 minutes now, because while Angus is
good time to get out of the bath.
Is exploring the house, all the closets and things are empty, but they seem to have plenty of space for anything that you might wish to put inside of it.
What about
all the furnishings are basic furnishings, nothing too lavish. It just seems to be as if like a basic description of what a bed is, or a basic description of what a couch is, and like an almost not quite modern or updated, but it's just like a mediocre representation of it.
Alright. I go into the kitchen and I look for food.
In the food, you find that it is fully stocked with vegetables and fruits and, you know, basic types of foods that you might find. Nothing too exquisite. Like there doesn't seem to be any meats or anything of the like. There's some basic spices like salt and peppers, but nothing particularly interesting. Just some basic, except for maybe for you, there's potatoes.
Potatoes, yes. I fall in love with these potatoes. No, I'm going to basically take potatoes and some of the vegetables, and I want to prepare like another ration, or a few rations for myself and Theragal. So I say I make 3 rations. 1 ration for myself, and then 2 rations for Theragal, because I already have a ration on me.
Okay. And you guys can add those rations to your inventory. And the food as far as you can... Go ahead.
Put the rations on the table, and I leave a nice little note on the ration that says, "Never say I didn't do anything nice for you."
You notice that the kitchen does not seem to have magically restocked itself as far as you can tell. It seems everything you took is now gone. Like potatoes didn't suddenly spout out of nowhere to replace the ones you took.
I put some celery in my bag of devouring.
Feed the bag.
Yes.
By now it would be midday. But the bag has already eaten today, so it's not going to eat anything. So the celery simply sits in the bag. The bag of devouring eats once a day.
All right.
At a random time that the GM decides.
Well, finishing my bath, I dry myself off and don my robe again. Like, it's been a while since I've been able to enjoy a long bath. I wonder what that halfling's up to. I pocket my key and leave the room.
Alrighty. You discover the note and the rations left in the kitchen.
Equally, you discover every other room on the second floor has been claimed by.
I just say to myself, how childish. I just go downstairs and I see these rations. I'm like, I don't really say anything. I just grab the rations and put them into my bag.
Fair enough.
I outside yelling.
What?
I don't think there is an outside.
Yeah, there's a backyard.
I think it's just an illusion.
I'm
So
at
you're
the
going-
privacy fence.
You're going out the back door, you're saying?
Yes.
You walk out the back door and you are now standing on the patio, looking out over the backyard.
I walk the privacy fence and over it to see if there's.
You go to reach over the top of the privacy fence, but
I'm nowhere near tall enough to reach that privacy fence.
And
I'm on the ground yelling at it like.
You do not seem to be able to reach the top of the privacy fence, and as you're looking up at it, you think about how tall it is, and you think about how tall your companion is, and you come to a realization that even your companion is not tall enough to reach over the privacy fence.
You have the rope of climbing.
Oh yeah, I want to use my rope of climbing to see if I could climb the privacy
You want to take a look at the
fence.
description of that rope of climbing? So you can use it appropriately?
Rope. I'm guessing it's a one-off thing, isn't it?
No, I think you can use it multiple times. I read it.
Its 60-foot length of silk rope weighs 3 pounds and can hold up to 3,000 pounds. You hold one end of the rope and use the action to speak the command word. The rope animates. As a bonus action, you can command the other end to move toward the destination you choose. The end moves 10 feet on your turn, and you command it and 10 feet each of your turns until reaching the destination up to its maximum length away. Or you can tell it to stop. You can also tell the rope to fasten itself securely to an object or unfasten itself, to knot or unknot itself, or coil itself for carrying. If you tell the rope to knot, large knots will appear at 1 foot intervals along the rope. While knotted, the rope shortens to a 50-foot length and grants an advantage checks made to climb it. The rope has AC 20.
Armor class 20. So basically anything that attacks the rope has to beat 20 to succeed hitting it.
It's one tough rope. Armor class 20 and 20 hit points. It regains 1 hit point at the end of every 5 minutes, as long as it has at least 1 hit point. If the rope drops to 0 hit points, it is destroyed.
Yep. So what are you going to do with this rope of climbing, or what are you going to attempt to do with this rope of climbing, I should say?
I'm going to attempt to extend the rope of climbing. So it's a big, tall privacy fence. So it's like a wooden fence, right?
Yep.
I wanna tell the rope of climbing to tie itself to one of the notches on the top of the fence, and then I can climb up the fence.
The rope begins to extend upwards towards the top of the fence, and as it nears the top of the fence seems to be taller than it was before, and the rope keeps going and going and going.
And so does the
The campaign goes like, huh?
I'm just looking out the window, seeing this rope climb with this, like trying to catch up to this fence. I'm like, It seems seems the tower does not have one climbing the fence. I assume whatever you're seeing in that backyard is nothing but an illusion. If you attempt to climb that fence, you'll be only faced with the void.
Suddenly, a note is. You see a note pinned to the fence that says, "Apologies, I haven't, there's nothing prepared behind this fence."
I imagine it's only void beyond that fence. It's just an illusion what you're seeing on the other side.
I know, but this is pretty entertaining, isn't it? As you see, like, the rope uncoiling and racing to the top of the fence.
This will never catch up, and it only is 60 feet, so it will have to end eventually.
Alright. Well,
Imagine if you asked me to throw you, as soon as I try to throw you over the fence, it just extends, you just hit it. That'd be funny.
I just wanted to know if we had any neighbors.
Well, I just look, I don't even look at anything, I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, well, this was very relaxing. I suggest we leave now and hurry on to it, whatever we need to do.
Alright. To adventure, I say, as I bound out the front.
So you guys are gonna walk out the front door then?
Yeah, we're gonna leave. I took a nice relaxing bath, and now I'm clean. And and he made a little bit of rations, and he tried to climb an impossible fence.
As you approach the front door, there is a note on the door that says, "Just let me know when you're ready to come home." and then the door opens for you, and outside of the door, through the door, you almost expect to see nothing, but you see out the door something. You see a forest teeming with life.
I was hoping to go back to the 8 doors.
Well,
Well, now the only thing we can do is continue onward.
mm-hmm.
I guess we continue forward.
Alright, you are now standing in... Why is this not here?
It's a non-existent before.
What was I gonna? I was gonna like go out the door. I was gonna suggest we go through door number 7. It's like, well, shall we knock on death's door? We've been really. You know, we both walk in and see if we die or not.
Yeah. That's the ending, and we have to make new characters. We have to find that.
Well, at least we have to say something cool before I die.
Okay, let me see. So you guys are standing in a forest teeming with life. I'm looking for where this is on my friggin' map.
Halfling back.
We will declare it to be... Ugh, I don't really want it to be... I have like a large map here where I'm figuring out where you guys... that could be... That sounds awful. Ah, why does it do this? Okay, I'm going to call it right. I guess here is fine. You are standing in the middle of a forest. It seems to be not really a forest, more of a jungle, but it's got trees of all kinds. So you see jungle trees mixed with also pine trees and just like plants from all over that you can think of.
This must either be through the plant door or the animal door. I think it might either likely be the plant door, but it could be the animal door. Seeing how
you also hear the sounds of various animals. You could swear you hear maybe a lion roar in the distance. You hear chirping birds. And
didn't we go through the life door?
And
that would
all around you,
plants and animals.
And all around you are beautiful flowers and just all different manner of plant life is around you. But you can hear the sounds of animals, and you see butterflies fluttering around of all different species, dragonflies. You see a few birds flying through the treetops, but they seem to be all manner of species.
I had one of the nice flowers, and I put it in my hat.
You pick up what kind of flower are you looking for here?
Which one is the most leprechaun-y? I guess.
You pick up a 4-leaf clover and pop it into your hat.
Pick up a clover. I added charms. I actually have other possessions. Just says me lucky charm.
And,
well, I'm just observing our surroundings. I'm very interested with all the exams. Like,
you notice that the door is no longer behind you. Behind you, it is just more of this jungle forest mix of every kind of thing you can tell. You think you see some penguins waddling around somewhere. And
Penguin.
you see mice skittering across the the ground, and all manner of things.
I'm just looking at our surroundings, all these trees and different animals. Some of them I never even seen or heard of.
This seems like an opportunity to get ourselves a pet. I say to myself.
Are you sure these creatures can even be domesticated, halfling?
I have a potion ship.
As do I.
Yeah. We can make friends.
So, let me read the description of what this does. Let's see what you drink.
I do not feel them would be a good use of.
Wait, when you drink this potion, you cast the animal friendship spell. Savings for 1 hour at will. Agitating this muddy liquid brings little bits into view. A fish scale, a hummingbird tongue, a cat claw, or a squirrel hair. I don't understand what this does.
Basically, I think it allows you to speak to the animals. Well, I head north, or the direction in which I perceive as north, or more aptly, the direction that progresses the plot.
Wait, I would like to drink this potion of animal friendship.
Feel free to do so.
It says it helps communication. It says one of the attacks is communication. Oh yeah, spell lets you convince a beast you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you with spell duration. You order your cranes against the target spots. I think. Oh wait, I have to use. Once I drink it, I have to. It's like using a spell on a certain animal. I guess I won't drink it right now. Then I'll wait. Never mind.
I'm trying to find where on D&D Beyond I can look at.
Potion of animal friendship.
No, creatures, not monsters, but like
Creatures.
what creatures are available to.
Well, I guess for now I decided to follow the halfling.
Stop automatically scrolling down. That's annoying.
We're just through this forest.
Nowhere else to go.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find what I'm looking for here, and it's
alright.
Annoying to not be able to get a list of basically oh my. Is every creature in the game available to have as a pet? Is that what I'm seeing here? That it's like I will accept anything into this category. Because when I look into your manage creatures thing, it just basically just gives me everything in the world.
Can I have a pet?
A pet what?
A pet Jimmy. That would be awful and amazing at the same time. I want to see. I'm looking at the managed creatures.
Oh, like a very creature that fits their goal. So, I mean, just because we use this potion doesn't mean we'll just automatically become our friends. Let's I think communicate with them in a way, but it doesn't really say we control them. I suppose like it makes them non-hostile. I think as long as their intelligence is less than 4.
I'm looking at the I think wild shapes and on one of an Allosaurus.
Oh, wild shape is I think isn't wild shape mean?
Oh, it's beast companion. I'm looking
Yeah, I
at
think we want Beast Companion is what what we're looking for here.
wild shape. I was looking at Beast Companion, and I just saw Allosaurus.
Yeah, wild shape is a druid thing.
I would like an adult ghost dragon.
An Allo. Wait, is there?
You don't seem to see any dragons around you at all.
Dang.
Do I have a sword?
Hold on, where am I?
I can have an archmage as my beast companion. Yes, combat beast companion. He's like an archmage. He's like doesn't really have much intelligence. He's like acts like a beast. Yes, kill my beast. Kill them all. Just casting all sort of spells.
I want an Allo.
Look, that's not a beast. That's a person. What are you talking about? This is my beast companion.
I mean, it might as well be a beast to you. You're like a. Demi-immortal.
I'm looking at the dragons, and they have alignments too. Like the black dragon is chaotic evil.
Oh no.
You see no dragons around you.
No dragons. I'm just looking at
oh, I've closed the thing here. No, it didn't want to do it from here, but that's fine.
Like two you see this little leprechaun there.
And
he
Earth
just
Elemental.
bing, and you see an owl bounding up the leprechaun riding dinos. You heard it here first, folks.
And as you guys are basically standing around in the middle of this place, you're not quite sure what to describe it. It's not quite a jungle, not quite a forest, but it's teeming with every life, almost every life imaginable that you can think of. You don't see any dragons, I'm sorry. But most types of animals you see running around. You see ambling up to you a black bear.
I want to drink the potion, and further, so I can communicate this black bear. Or whatever this potion does. I'm still a little confused.
Let me take a look at the description.
You can cast the animal's friendship spell, and that spell does... Oh, the spell lets you commit a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range and must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. If you or one of your companions harm the target, the spell ends. Duration lasts 24 hours. So when I drink this, it kind of casts that spell.
Alright.
I cast it at the bear.
Alright, you are casting it at the bear.
Yeah, I drink this potion.
Okay, let me take a look at... what does it say if it's what?
If the beast has intelligence 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise,
the spell succeeds.
If the beast must. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. So you need to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, but what does it have to contest against? What is its...
It just says, I guess my charm. Be charmed by you for spell's duration. So I guess it would be my charisma, I suppose.
Okay, let me see. I wish it would let me, like, click on the spell and see information about it so I could... It rolled a 13.
Okay, so I need to counter that. Where's my... I gotta roll something better. Dang it. I got 18.
Hold on, I'm trying to see this thing. Okay, I see. Alright, yeah, it's, it is, the spell has succeeded. It is charmed by you.
Well, so, I guess, I'm gonna test it out. To me, come to me, Black Bear.
The black bear doesn't really understand what you're saying because it does not speak common. It doesn't speak anything but roars at all.
I talked to the bear in...
Aha, wait, I've got an idea. Wait a minute. I have a spell called Comprehend Language. For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also... Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't think that works for beast.
I talked to the... in halfling and in goblin.
It has no seeming reaction of understanding anything you're saying.
Well, it's not going to try and kill us, so I'm just going to move on. I can't communicate with it. It doesn't want to kill us, so I just move on past
it just kind of ambles on up to you and starts sniffing you.
I give the bear a hesitant pat on its head. Yes, hello. I'm the one who cast that spell. Well, what happens, huh? I gave it a little pat.
It kind of just seems to not dislike the pat. It doesn't seem unhappy about it or anything. In fact, you'd almost think that it might actually be happy about it.
Yes. Well, I think we should be moving on, Black Bear. Please do not maul us to death in any way. You cannot understand me anyway, so I think we should move on, halfling. You will not try to kill us, as for now.
So you guys are going to try and move forward into the further in?
I was going to just try to move past it. I don't know how to communicate it, and I don't want to waste my comprehend language if it doesn't work.
I'm getting yelled at. Hold on.
Oh dear. That can be fast. I really like to get that. I like how some of the creatures actually have their own alignments. So if you're evil, I won't get along with you. It's good.
Know what we need? Know what we need? Know what we need? Know what we need? Bless you. Bless you.
So, where did we get led to?
Nowhere yet. We don't go anywhere.
Okay.
I just kind of I gave it pats and it liked him. Like, yes, okay. And I just continue on forward. It's not trying to kill us, so we need to continue on forward. What do you do, Halfling? Do you follow me or waste time with this bear?
I attempt to continue to make peace with this bear.
I'm sorry you make peace with us. As long as you don't hurt it, it shouldn't do anything.
Further interact with the bear. So what do? I give it a like not like not like a whole ration, but like a piece of my ration.
It looks at it and just doesn't really do anything.
Doesn't do anything. It doesn't want to eat it. Okay. I'm gonna do something really dangerous. I'm going to attempt to mount the bear.
You're gonna hop on top of it. Well, I'm already walking away. I don't know what you're doing. I'm just kind of like starting to slowly walk away.
And so you're gonna try and hop on top of this bear?
Yeah, I wanna hop on top of this bear.
All right, the bear lets you on, no problem, and it turns and sees that Theragal has moved on, and he just starts ambling off towards Theragal, and it just seems to be ambling behind him.
You're just on top of the bear, and the bear's following me. I turn around, like, where are you, Halfling? And I see you on top of the bear as it slowly shambles toward me. It's like, are you riding that beast?
Yes and no. I am riding it, but I'm not telling it where to go.
And where is it going?
I think it's following.
And the bear walks right up to you and is just standing in front of you now.
Seems this creature's taken sort of a liking to me. Well, it's not trying to kill me. So I get a little pat on the head, like, yes, you like me. Alright, I'm gonna continue on forward.
And he continues to follow you. Let me see.
I don't know where I'm going. We're in some sort of forest. I'm just continuing forward. And I have a bear with a halfling on top of me.
Yep.
Well, continue on our adventures. We head deeper into the forest and hoping of finding something.
I talk to the bear. I tell the bear that Theragal is basically a big stink. He's a stick in the mud. The
bear has no reaction at all.
I stop and look back at you, and I glare at you. It's like, you know that the beast cannot understand you, yes? If it cannot understand me, and it definitely won't understand you.
That's true. But you understood me, and you recognized that I said this. That's all that matters.
I just turn around and continue on forward.
I'm working home. And you just continue walking forward, and the bear continues following. Come on. Do the thing I'm telling you to do, thingamabob.
Thingamabob?
Okay, guess I can't do that. Let's see. Nope, don't want that. What about... Oh my goodness. I swear some of the filters on this thing are so unhelpful.
So unhelpful.
I attempt to use some I have in my inventory to make some makeshift reins.
You do not seem to have any control of this bear whatsoever. It's just continuing on its way. following behind Theragal. What do you want? Thing. Okay, no,
Well,
you're not what
at
I'm
least
looking for. I thought I had this thing open and it just wasn't open anymore. Here we go. We're gonna go for this, and we'll say that. And let's do that. And go.
Walking through this forest. Ah. Suppose we step on something.
I'm sorry it takes me so long.
It's alright.
Okay. You... Okay, let me see. As you're walking through, you hear a rustling to your right.
I investigate the rustling.
You're gonna hop off the bear.
Well, I'm gonna look at the direction and can use a persuasion to convince the DM to allow me to use my investigation roll to determine what is the cause of this rustling.
Go ahead,
So I'm gonna roll
investigate.
persuasion.
No, you don't need to
then.
investigate.
Well,
Go
then
ahead.
I rolled a 15.
Honestly, actually, I'm impressed you're actually able to get on that bear, seeing how small you are.
Well, I have halfling nimbleness. Yeah, I rolled a 15 and my investigation is plus. So I rolled a 17.
Alrighty, you see more of what you've just been seeing throughout this forest, or this land, as you've been going. There are various trees of, moving in the wind, animals of various types, just kind of roaming around. But to your right, you notice a line of shrubs.
Traps.
Shrubs.
Huh.
And as you're staring at them, you hear the rustling sound again, and as you hear it, you see one of the shrubs moving.
I'm gonna hop off the bear, and I'm gonna sneak, up on whatever is doing the wrestling.
And hearing Angus
What do you mean you're gonna
bear.
sneak up on it? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna do that?
I wanna move towards it in a way that it doesn't detect me, or I don't cause it any alarm.
But what are you doing that will do that?
So, what am I doing? I am... First of all, like, you see little Angus standing on the road. I go on my tiptoes, and I put my arms in front of me like I'm sneaking, and I tiptoe over it, and I use my natural, because my halfling ability is that I'm naturally sneaky. That's all I really have to do.
But where are you going? You're walking up to in front of the bush? Is that what you're saying? Are you going behind the bush? Are you jumping over the bush? What are you doing?
I'm walking in front of the bush, and I'm going to use my crowbar to move some of the leaves so I can see into the bush.
Well, hearing Angus hop off the bear, I turn around and see him just walking like an idiot towards the shrubs, and I immediately yell, "What are you doing, you imbecile?"
And just like that, you turn and look at your companion who has just yelled at you and basically blown your cover. And as you do so, the shrub you feel a pull on your, what did you stick in the shrub? It's a crowbar?
crowbar.
You feel a tug on the crowbar, and you feel a hard pull, and this is going to be a contest of strength.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ooh. I rolled a 13.
Oh, that's much better than what I just rolled. I rolled a 6
Okay.
minus 2, so I got 4.
The tug of war.
So
Run the
you
tug
pull
of
your
war.
crowbar, free from the shrub, and you see what appears to be like branches, but they almost look like an arm, and the shrub
Oh no.
suddenly moves, and then you hear the sound of almost as if a plant is being uprooted from the ground, and the shrub stands up, and you are standing face to face with a twig blight.
A twig blight.
dear.
What is that? Is it like a kind of int?
No, I
so
think we should stay away
basically,
from this creature.
you are looking at a woody shrub that has pulled its roots free from the ground, and its branches twist together and form what looks like a human-ish kind of body, with a head, with like head and limbs and everything, but it's basically a shrub,
Right.
a shrub person.
I use my quick thinking and I back off from it and I say, "Hello, how are you?" But I'm out of its reach.
It does not. It doesn't say anything, but it looks at you quizzically.
Can I try to recall all information I know on wood blights?
My name is Angus. I repeat this several times in different languages that I know.
You notice it nod its head when you say it in common, but other words it looks confused as you say it in other languages.
Can I try to remember everything I know about wood blights with my history check or my arcana one, whichever one, I guess.
You can.
Alright, then I shall. Give me a moment. Alright. I got 14 plus 6, which is 20. I crit the 20.
No, you don't. You only crit when you roll a natural 20. You got 20.
I got 20.
Okay, so
20, which I know about wood blights.
You know that twig blights are just small shrub people. You know that they are vulnerable to fire, and that they are particularly skilled in stealth.
Oh, alright. Some of them as stealthy as I am.
You know that it is considered neutral evil.
Neutral evil, you say?
Oh, it's just as you are. Okay, right,
Alright,
but I don't know this.
I approach behind, Angus, and I say, "Hello, we are passing through these woods trying to find certain stones."
It seems to just blink at you. It has a look of understanding. You can tell it understands what you've said, but it doesn't know what you're talking about.
Right. So I'm going to say, can you tell us, what exactly is this, room, so to speak, of that we're in?
It not only, shakes its head no, but it seems to get a very confused look when you say the word room.
Room.
Twig blights. Do you know any close settlements or towns anywhere nearby? And if so, could you give us directions? We've been lost in this forest for quite a while, and we need some sort of direction.
Yes, some of the directions.
It shakes its head. No, it doesn't seem to be able to tell you anything.
Is there anything that you do know about the area that you might be able to tell us?
And its eyes light up almost as if it's saying, yes, something I know, and then then a look of disappointment on its face. It stands silently and shakes its head.
Dare not speak.
I know. I have
I thought it can write too.
I give it the crowbar, and I ask if it can draw or write or make any signs in the ground.
It
probably just take your crowbar, 'cause that's what it was going for.
It holds your crowbar in its hands and looks at it for a moment, looks at the ground, and then it draws some wavy line on the ground with your crowbar. And then it points to, if you assume the direction you have been heading is north, it points in that direction.
I look at the wavy lines. I suspect that this creature this twig blight is talking about a river of some sort, maybe a lake. Is my correct?
And as you say river, it jumps up and down gleefully.
Yes, all excited. Well,
and then
thank you for all the
it points at the bear with a questioning look.
Oh, this bear seems to have grown a liking to me. Though I did drink a potion of animal friendship, it's simply following me.
And with that, it nods its head in acknowledgement, and then it turns around and it kind of like waves like a goodbye to you, and then it turns around, jumps back into the bushes, and you no longer see it.
Did I lose my crowbar?
Yeah, he probably took your crowbar.
You realize that this creature never returned your crowbar to you, and now you can no longer tell where it is in this section of bushes.
I am very upset. Okay.
You hear a slight rustling, almost as if in laughter.
I did laugh a little bit too, like.
You want to be like that? Okay.
It's your fault for trusting some creature you just met.
I'm really tempted to throw one of my fireballs into the shrub.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You were surrounded by a forest, and I feel like if we do anything to harm this forest will be very angry with us, and most likely all the things in this forest. I'd rather not do it. And the way the directions they gave us, I would most likely take these directions with a side of salt, seeing how it is a bit evil.
I see.
But this is the only way we have to go. Well, it's the only directions we've gotten, so we should take them.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't have done this, and you see, there's already a large fire I've made.
So you have cast. How many beads have you thrown into the?
I threw one bead, at like a pile of like what I thought dry stuff, or what I thought would be dry stuff.
I would say that you have not seen anything appear to be dead and dry in this forest at all.
Oh, it's a door of life. What do you expect to be in here? Something dead? Actually, I don't think anything can die here. If that's
so where do you say you're like, you gonna like throw it up into the trees, or what are you gonna do here?
I throw it at the shrubs that looked like the shrub drake. Whatever.
Twig blight. Shrub Drake. I
Like,
love how you just come up with new names for stuff. So go ahead and cast, so this bead lands in the center of these, the shrubs, and go ahead and make a damage roll for,
okay, I'm gonna get rid of one of my charges, and I'm gonna look at my spells.
If anything happens, it's all on you. I'm not helping you.
It's 8d6 of fire damage. Then I have to roll a dexterity?
No, they have to... Anything in its range has to roll dexterity to see if it escapes.
Well, I'm just throwing it at plants, so... I'm not sure how dexterous these plants are. So, I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if I hit it then?
No, you've thrown it into the thing. I'll deal with that. You have... Because it's an AoE, so it's gonna... It's basically gonna have to dodge.
Alright, I'm gonna do my 8d6, I guess. So... 1 is 5. So 5... I have to write... I guess I'm gonna write this down.
That would probably be good.
Hold on, so the first one was 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I had a piece of paper with me. Darn it, where'd it go? Here's one. Okay. So, yeah, I set the forest on fire. What are you gonna do about it?
I'm just gonna walk away. Whatever happens, you have to deal with.
Okay, here we go.
I'm just like, you know what? Whatever gets angry at you, it's only a few.
3, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 6. So in total, hold on. 7, 8, 7, 4 plus 6, 10, 17, 8 plus 6 is 8, 9, 10, 14, that's 6 damage total.
Hold on. I'm doing some rolls.
Doing a lot of rolls just to burn down the forest.
Okay, so...
I'm hitting a lot of things. I'm gonna be right back.
I'm taking a look at this. 20-foot radius. Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point. You guys also need to take dexterity saving throws.
Oh, just to avoid the fire?
Yes. To avoid the fireball that just happened. Which means I need to check the bear as well.
My bear! Well, I guess it's not my bear. Oh my god, if he hurts this bear will be angry at us because the spell will wear off.
So what has happened?
Okay, you need to take a dexterity saving throw.
And so does the bear, and if you somehow hurt this bear, the bear will be angry. And that spell will wear off.
Well, the bear is also on fire.
Sorry, Lord. I got a 17, I actually managed to avoid your stupid fire.
Where is the bear?
Yes! Yes, you do. Because you hit it, threw it pretty close to you. That's an explosion right there.
Yeah, you have to take a dexterity saving throw. You have to beat a 15.
I got a 17.
So I'm gonna do a dex roll. I got 19 plus 3, so I got 20. So
alrighty. The bear managed to get out of the way. I need to check Charmed again, because that would count as an attack against it.
I hope it only attacks him. I swear, I'm not going to help you if this bear tries to kill you. You have to deal with your own consequences.
What if I kite the bear into trying to kill you?
I doubt it would be the case. You literally just almost killed it with fire. I'm going to be walking away from this situation while you deal with it. You did this. You deal with it. I'm not having any part of it. Because I'm not an idiot who decided to mess with a giant forest.
So you managed to burn a significant section of the forest. You don't know it, but you have successfully just killed 3 twig blights in one blast. But what you do see, is 2 remaining twig blights that now look very upset. And you hear behind you the roar of the bear as it has just managed to get away, just managed to dodge the fire, but is now very upset.
Okay, I immediately get out there. I immediately yell, "It was him! He is all to blame! I did nothing!" And I immediately walk away from this situation. I get out of there.
I would ask that you roll initiative.
Me?
All of you.
Oh, I didn't do this.
I rolled an 11.
I got 19.
So, let me check this. So we've got 19 is Theragal. You rolled an Angus rolled an 11. There's 2. TB got 12. TB2 got. Alright, so we're gonna top of the order is going to be Theragal. And then Angus. And then the 2 twig blights. And the bear.
I get as far as the situation as I can right now.
Okay.
I just walk away from this. I have to go 30 feet speed. That's my speed's 30 feet. And I walk away out of
You
that.
have walked away into the woods. Have you
north towards the path? Yeah, like where we were going before. I just went north, away from that situation.
So how big are what's their like size? How big?
Twig blights? They're small.
Yes, they're small. Oh,
Like
that's unfortunate.
You're on matching grounds. Equal
Okay.
grounds.
Well, look at the bear behind me and the twig blights. I rub my chin. I'm like, how do I get myself out of this? I look at the twig blights. Sticky situation. It seems that my circumstances are a little. I look over at the bear, hairy. I have a plan. I have a plan for this. Has it been a day since we've left the house?
Not since you left the house. What are you? What are you trying to?
The bag of devouring.
No, it has not been a day since you left the house, but you can still contain things, trap things within it.
Alright. Okay. So, I don't know what the twig blights are gonna do, but if they're gonna, I imagine they're a little further away from me than the bear is. So,
No, because you walked up to the shrub area, and you left the bear behind you, so you're closer to them than they are to you.
Alright. Okay. Okay. So, you gotta think. You're thinking really hard. The bear is probably gonna be the nastiest opponent of them all. So I want to put the bear in the bag of devouring.
So you want to try and get the bear into the bag of devouring?
Yes.
Can you think of some kind of maneuver that you would do to get a part of this bear inside the bag so it can pull it in?
You do realize how far away from the bear you might be, right? You're only
That is true. And in order to do that, okay, I'll save that plan for when the bear gets a little closer to me. So, the first thing I want to do is, let's see, I'm looking through my items here.
You remember that although they have dodged the first one, twig blights are particularly weak to fire.
Yeah, so you had to kill 3 of them, or 2 of them already.
Okay,
or was it 3?
I have a bag. I have a bag of tricks. I whip out my bag of tricks. I have the bag of tricks, and I want to throw the fuzzy object at the bear.
Okay, let me pull up the bag of tricks. Bag of tricks. So you're going to throw it at the bear. A transfer you determined by rolling a d8 and consulting corresponding to the bag's color. Oh yes, that's right. We have to determine what color the bag is, which I say it is... Oh, it'd be helpful if I knew where that particular die was. I know. It is a rust bag of tricks.
Alright. That... I hope I don't roll an 8. Okay. Because that would be redundant.
Well, you better hope to Primus that you don't roll a 1.
What is it?
A rat.
A rat.
Oh wait, does it make them turn the bear into an animal, or does it like, just make an animal appear?
It makes an animal
it turns
appear.
The bear into something else.
No,
it makes an animal appear.
It makes an animal appear.
If you get an 8, you'll just get another bear that would be, I guess, there.
So when you throw, so basically, you pull a fuzzy thing out of the bag, and you throw it, and wherever it lands, you roll to check to get a random creature that fuzzy thing turns into.
Alright. Boom! I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6. You get a giant boar. Let me consult.
This is the black bear.
Would you like to pull up the stat table for your giant boar?
My giant boar. Okay.
You can take a look at what it can do and how it might help you.
I look up D&D Beyond, and I go to, is it Compendium? Monster Manual, right?
I think you just go to monsters and then you just search for boar and it'll come up.
I'll do it. I gotcha.
Well, he needs to be the one with the sheet in front of him is the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
You can just go Beast Companions.
Oh yeah, I can do
boar. That. Yep, giant boar. There it is. It's found it.
What was that? Equipment? No. Creatures. There we go. Manage creatures. Add creature. Beast companion.
So this beast will last for a day, or until it is basically until it dies.
All right. Okay. I have the giant boar. It's unaligned. Charge relentless, which charges after a short rest. If the boar takes 10 damage or less, that would reduce 0 hit points. Granger's Companion. The beast obeys your commands as best as it can. Takes a turn on your initiative. On your turn, you can verbally command the beast where to move. No action required by you. You can use your action to verbally command it to attack, dash, disengage, or help. You don't issue a command, the beast takes the dodge action. Once you have an extra attack feature, you can make one weapon attack yourself, then you can command the beast. Alright, this is great. Okay.
And I'm just watching from afar, hopefully not being involved.
Alright. Okay. So, I tell the boar, to keep the bear, like, the bear's attention off of me, and, like, if the bear tries to attack me, you fight the bear, basically, if the bear tries to attack me.
We should just tell him to attack the bear.
Alright, I tell the boar to attack the bear. I tell the boar to charge the bear.
Okay, so, what kind of thing are you doing here?
If the boar moves 20 feet straight forward, a target, and then hits it with a tusk attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 7 2d6 of slashing damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 13. What does that sound for? DC.
That's the difficulty of what it has to. So that's basically what it has to beat with its check.
Okay, it must succeed with a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay, so what's the first thing you're... So it's coming towards it and then hitting it with what kind of attack?
It's gonna charge the boar, and if it hits the boar, I think it does 2d6 of slashing damage plus 7.
Okay. So you want to go ahead? Okay. Alright.
And so I have the bear, the boar attack the bear.
This is confusing with a bear and a boar, and we're mixing the words. All right, so let's engage this attack. Are you see try and hit the bear?
I try to hit the bear. So I roll a d20. I rolled an 18.
All right.
And I guess if it's for the boar, would this be like a strength, or it's charging?
Well, the charge is fine, but then it makes an attack. So what's the attack that? Because it says it makes a such attack.
Okay. It's charging.
The charge is the movement, and then the what is it? Tusk attack. So what is that?
A tusk attack.
That would be its strength.
Yeah, it would be its strength. So it's plus 3. So I roll a strength roll, I guess.
So that was 18 plus 3. So you have definitely hit this bear's armor class. You beat it. So
right.
what are you rolling damage off? Go ahead and roll your damage.
2d6, and it does a plus 7 slashing damage. This is a pretty nasty creature to be hit with. So it does 5 plus 6, so that's that's 11 plus 7. Oh my.
Okay. So what's your total there? What have you got?
So 11 plus 7, so that's 18.
You dealt 18 damage to this bear?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Target takes...
So...
Yeah, the target, if it hits, the target takes an extra 7, 2d6 2d6 slashing damage.
Okay. So this bear has just like this. The boar charged at this bear at full speed, swung its tusk, and basically just hit the bear like right in the side, like kind of stabbed his tusks straight through that bear, and it was basically just ripped the side of it, ripped right through this bear, and it is on death's door. You don't understand how this bear is still managing to live on. It's kind of fallen to the ground, just messed up. This boar has almost killed this bear in one shot, and the bear seems to lose all hope.
You know, I'm tempted to just give this bear a healing potion, honestly.
Well, here I am, surprised as all heck, with still, like, I have another action, right? And then I have my swift action, which is a bonus action.
So what are you going to do?
I guess I'm gonna tell the boar to charge the twiglings.
So you're gonna use your bonus action to command the boar then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. The boar charges forward, and let's see if it hits. Are you which twig are you aiming for?
Alright.
Which twig are you aiming
for? The twigling that's closest to me, I guess.
We'll say that's twig 2.
Twig 2. Okay, I'm gonna roll. I rolled a 20.
Alright, the boar... Okay, go ahead and roll the attack damage, because that's a hit no matter what.
The attack damage. And because it's a natural 20, do I roll... Do I double it?
Yeah, but you only add your modifier to it once, remember? So you double what the dice gets, but you add your modifier to whatever that is.
You're cutting out.
Hello?
Alright, so I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, go
I
ahead.
rolled a 4, and then I rolled a 1. That's a 5. And that's times 2.
So that's 10. So then plus whatever
7.
the modifier is 7, so you did 17 damage to this twig blight. This boar charged into this twig blight. It didn't even have to swing its tusk. The simple force of it just ramming itself into this thing just shredded this poor little shrub man into pieces. The leaves on him have scattered to the wind, and you just see twigs of just like splinters of him litter the floor.
So I tell the boar to point itself.
You've used your bonus action. That is that.
I used my bonus action.
You used it to command the boar, so I'm going to see the second twig blight trembles in fear at what it has just witnessed. It just watched its brethren was burned to death, and now its last remaining friend in this clump of bushes has just been ripped to shreds by this boar, and it is going to turn and run.
Okay, whose turn is it now?
That is... So you annihilated 2. It is now the bear's turn. But the bear is just lying on the ground, almost dead. Just kind of laying there moaning and begging for the sweet release of death. Which brings it around to the top of the order, which is to Therical.
I just watch this all go down like waste our time like this. I'm going to do something, and I'm gonna see what happens. I'm going to walk up to this bear, and then I'm gonna make it drink a potion of superior healing.
Alright, how much hit points is this bear gonna receive back?
It says you regain 8d4 plus 8 hit points when you drink this potion. This potion dry liquid goes when agitated. You regain
8d4?
8d4s, yeah.
Let's see.
If I can save this bear.
Okay,
Perhaps.
let me see. 2, 1, 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19. This bear is now miraculously healed. You see the side of the bear, the wound on the side of the bear stitch itself back together. It seems unharmed. It stands itself back up and looks at you for a moment.
Now, I want to speak to this bear, see if I can get through to it. Now, bear.
Are you gonna?
I want to try.
It doesn't.
Well, I still have my charm on it, right? Or it does not understand me.
It doesn't understand you. It's never understood you.
Well, it knows what I did for it, and if it attacks the dwarf, then I don't care.
The dwarf?
No, whatever, halfling. I don't care. I just want to see what it does. If it looks at me, if it attacks me, I swear I will kill this thing with all my might.
Alright, so that makes it Angus's turn then, if it's...
Alright, I command the boar to stop the twiggling. Not kill it, but like get in its path, basically.
Okay, so the boar is going to charge forward and put itself in front of the twiggling?
Yes.
The twiggling is... So now the boar is in front of the twiggling, okay. And that's that.
And I use my bonus action to say to the twiggling, "Where's my crowbar, shrub?"
Where's my crowbar?
Where's my crowbar, shrub?
The twiggling looks at you confused, and as you look at it, you realize this is not the twiggling that stole your crowbar. It looks quite different. It's quite a few shades lighter than the other one. The leaves on it are a different shape. This is not the one that stole your crowbar.
It's probably one of the dead ones. Maybe it's already gone.
Well, I guess if you find the one that stole my crowbar, tell him that this is all his fault.
Is that because of him? Or I don't know.
This all happened because of him.
The twiggling looks in confusion as it looks at you, looks a little bit to the left at the burned ground where you slaughtered its brethren, and looks back to you with a very confused look on its face, almost as if...
What?
but and it just like points over there into the burned ashes on the ground.
Who's the evil one now?
That was his fault.
Killed
You're not even gonna... He points more fervently at the spot.
Oh, was that him? Thanks. I investigate the spot.
As you turn your head to look at the spot, you notice laying in plain sight. If you had bothered to look, you would have noticed the crowbar laying just plainly on the ground.
I go.
Or did the creature leave it there? Did it actually not take it?
He burned it to ash.
Oh, there we go.
It's a pile of ash with the crowbar sticking out of it.
Precisely.
I tell the board to disengage from the thing, and I go get my crowbar.
The twigling is gonna go ahead and just run away. You see it disappear into the foliage.
Now it's the bear's turn. What will the bear do?
Yes, it is the bear's turn. The bear is going to turn into the opposite direction of where the twigling has. So basically, the twigling ran east. The bear is going to turn and run west.
So it ran away.
Yes.
Well, I did one good deed. I'm set for life.
Yeah, that's your quota.
There we go. One good deed per year.
Okay.
Or
I pick up my crowbar, and I look at Thurgoll, and I say, "You would have done the same thing if you were in my situation."
Don't compare myself to you. Something happening. You wasted our time, and now look, it's getting close to dark. We should head north towards that river.
Fortunately, the campfire's all set. I point at the smoldering ruins of the forest.
As you point, you notice the flames are long gone. What you destroyed and burned away, the ground, the earth already seems to be recovering, and you see seedlings start sprouting up out of the ground, and the plants around that were burned have already seemed to fix themselves.
No. Well, isn't that interesting?
Or death once was, life now grows.
Well, I mean, that's just the way of the forest. Some forests rely on being burnt down.
Mm.
And as you say that, an acorn from somewhere up above falls and lands on your head.
Me?
Oh.
Or, no, wait, you said Angus.
Angus.
Mm-hmm.
I do a little cackle. Ha! Well, let's move on now, you idiots. No, I've actually never. My character's never referred to Angus by his name. I just keep calling him halfling, imbecile, or idiot. Because you gotta earn my respect for me to call you by your name. I don't know if you want something that if you have something that I want.
Okay, well, we continue down the path, I guess.
All right.
Well, it's at least not time. Continue north.
Is it?
Oh, I'm riding the boar. Can I ride the boar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it didn't die, so it's still around. I'm gonna check.
I'm gonna remove a bag of tricks from my inventory.
What?
Oh, I used one of the bag of tricks to summon the boar, right?
But it has charges, so doesn't it have like 3 charges or whatever?
Oh yeah. Okay. Boom. I took one of the charges off.
Yeah, you just gotta keep track of. You can look in the description. It'll tell you if it'll reset charges at any time or whatever.
It does not say. Oh, 1 to 3 have been pulled from the bag. The bag can't be used again until the next dawn.
Alright, and then at dawn it refills then. That's what it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for something from this. Okay.
Onwards we go. I'm glad I was able to avoid all that unneeded combat. But it certainly was interesting.
Yeah. I handled it all by myself.
Well, it does. You caused it. I ain't gonna
At
deal
least-
with your problems.
At least you can't call me useless.
The board did everything!
That's right.
You literally
At least
did
you
nothing.
Can't call the boy useless.
He'll disappear within 24 hours anyway. I'll be stuck with you.
Yep.
Let's see. Alright, so you guys are traveling down through the brush again?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, let's see. Based on my map, where might you be?
Are we at the river
Me,
yet?
me, 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 me. I'm taking a look.
I'm directing my question towards Theragal because I know it annoys him.
What question? What was your
Are
question?
we at the river yet?
I don't know. Do you see any water anywhere, you idiots?
No, I'm just a useless halfling.
That's right. God, you recognize your role. Wish that bear ate you.
We could have eaten the bear.
My goodness. I'm sensing hostility.
You must have very poor senses to sense it now.
Oh, who's to say I did?
never
Who's to
liked
say I
you.
didn't sense it before, and I just haven't mentioned it until now?
Sure, whatever. God doesn't care. I mean, I guess I didn't hate him before. I just didn't really care for him. But now it's going to like he's just useless and just a hindrance. Honestly, he's the only help I have right now. So I have to
The
take.
only help
The
you
minute he
have
dies, he dies. I will not try to save him.
You can only hope that you will find a better companion after he is gone.
Yeah.
How sad.
I don't know. I'll make a better character. To be honest, this little hindrance leprechaun man that is a little useless in this campaign.
Yeah, literally, he's
All
really
of
done
his things.
really nothing. He's only killed like 2 zombies with the help from my my crossbow bolt when he killed one of them, and he's literally killed nothing else. Oh, well, he was very only useful when we're just actually being sneaky and like not knowing if he was there. He's really useless anywhere else.
See, that's why he's got magical items to help him.
All right then, let him keep those magical items.
All right, let me
Throw
look
those files.
for.
He's wasted some on trying to get a stupid crowbar there.
It's an important.
And
It's a
and he
crowbar.
gained
My
and he gained the
grandmother
anger
gave a bar.
of a bear and 2 twig blights, or 3 actually, 3 twig blights. And then he had to waste his little bag of trinkets fur thing just to fight them back because he couldn't fight them himself. Because I wasn't gonna help him. He has to face the consequences of his own actions.
24 hours.
Whatever, it's still a waste. That's just in that 24 hours we can't use it.
I have 9 more charges. Well, 8 more charges. I'll be
So as you guys are walking, through the, let me just check this really quick. I keep forgetting I don't have yours up anymore. I need to pull you up so I can look at your stats as I'm going, because I have to compare things against your stats. Alright, what is... As you guys are wandering on your way to the river, arguing about the usefulness of each other. Well, no, just the usefulness of Angus and his bags of tricks. You feel a tingling sensation down your back as if you are being watched by one of the creepiest things imaginable to people.
Mother, is that you?
Mother! We both turn around and say, Mother!
We just look at each other like, huh?
Look at each other. Yeah.
I'm sure you felt that too, halfling.
I felt just like my mom staring at me.
You, can you take a perception check, please?
Yeah, I want to do perception, please.
Okay, perception is +1, so.
I think I got a 19. Yeah, I got 19.
I rolled a 3. I rolled a 4.
19, baby!
Okay. Alright. As for a moment you hear, I'm trying to think, so one of you got 19 and the other got a 3? Perfect.
Yeah,
Alright.
I got 19.
Therigal, you hear the rustling coming from your left, and Angus behind you just going, huh, that's so weird, and just kind of like completely oblivious. So I
How
would
we
like,
both reacted
and-
with Mother.
and out
So,
of,
what do I
and
see?
from, hold on, I'm still going,
Sorry,
can you just not interrupt? And
Sorry.
barreling out of the foliage to your left, you see something that you don't normally see in this particular size. A giant wolf spider.
Oh.
But it is bigger than you think it should be. And it comes barreling out at the two of you. I would like the both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Shouldn't I get an advantage? Because I was actually
That's what I was gonna say. You get advantage because you noticed it. Angus, you didn't notice it, so you have to react on the fly, so you don't get advantage.
So I got 11.
I rolled a 15, and I rolled at a disadvantage.
No,
And I
you
rolled at a
just
9.
roll as is. You don't have disadvantage.
is?
But Therigal, you had advantage.
Well, I got a 15 plus 3, so I got a 17.
I got 11 with my dexterity, which is 0. So.
Oh, I got an 18.
11 was your higher roll?
Mhm.
Okay. Hold on, let me think. Okay, so the both of you managed to jump to the... So, if it's coming from the east... I'm sorry, it's coming from the west. Therigal, you've jumped to the north, and Angus, you've jumped back to the south. And between you now stands a giant wolf spider, bearing its fangs, ready to attack, and I would like you to roll initiative.
Okay.
I've gotten a 15.
I got 11.
I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Oh gosh.
Bless you.
Okay, let's make some space on this page for the new encounter. You still have your boar, don't you? So that moves on your turn as well. Yeah. So you, Angus, you rolled what?
I got 11.
Alright, you're on the bottom of the order.
Got 15.
You got 15. You tied with the spider. I'm gonna give you first and then the spider. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go with spider is in the middle. Therigal goes first and Angus is last.
Alright. I want to back away from the spider as far as I can go and then use my Eldritch Blast.
Alright. You move further north then, and I'm trying to draw myself a little positioning here. I always do this so I can keep track of where the two of you are. Or well, where all of the people are. So you move further north, and I'm going to say you have put yourself into the foliage, so you are partially covered. We'll say you have some coverage.
Eldritch Blast the beast.
Alright, let's see if you hit it.
Alright. So I roll my dice, and also I have a +4 since I'm hitting it now. 18 plus 4 is, above 20. So
yeah, so
hit it.
Oh well, I mean, you can test against its armor class, but you did beat its armor class, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I see. What was the damage again? Let me see.
You get a +2 with your effect.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying 1d10 plus 2. I got 7 damage. Yeah,
7 damage to the wolf spider, alright. Alright, you give this thing, your Eldritch Blast comes hurling from your fingertips at this spider, and you give it a solid thwack in the center of its body, and it gets pushed a little bit closer to Angus.
Naturally. Alright.
So now it is the spider's turn. The spider... What have you got? I bet you got nice stuff. Ooh. You do have nice things. What's this? Oops. There we go. That's not really what I wanted, but... Alright, this wolf spider is going to turn around and try and take a bite at Angus. Plus 3, it got a 10.
My armor class is 13.
Alright, so it missed.
Right, is it my turn then?
Yeah, that makes it your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna jump off of the boar, and then I tell the boar to charge the spider.
Alright.
And...
you're on the boar, right?
He said he jumped off.
Oh yeah, he jumped off, sorry.
Okay. Ooh. By Jesus, the boar has 42 hit points.
He's strong, boar.
It's a
I wish I
giant
could
boar.
have taken the spider as my own, because that sounded really cool. But
It
I don't
seems
think it's
more
gonna
like
obey me.
it seems more like a Theragal-y sort of thing. It's better than a bear, eh? But too
Yes,
bad
but
you
I
used
have
your
no way to
potion
tame
of
it. I don't
potion of
think it'll work
animal
on it
friendship.
anyway.
Alright, so the boar has rolled a 16 plus 3, so 13,
You
18, 19.
you beat its armor class, yes.
Alright, so 2d6 plus 7, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 15 damage to the spider.
Okay, so the boar charges at the spider, which it really doesn't have to charge much of anything because the spider was like 2 feet away from it, you know, because the spider just tried to bite at you guys. And it basically thrusts its tusks underneath the spider's massive legs, catches it in the main body of it, and thrusts upward and flips the spider over, and the spider lands with a sickening crack on its back, and it curls its legs up as spiders do when they die, and it lays dead.
No, that was easy. I'm like, well, that was quick. Didn't expect it to die so quickly.
And just as you say that, you hear the sounds of something rustling above you.
Oh dear. Rats. So what do I do? Do dexterity or perception? Or what's it?
You can just feel free to look up.
I look up. What the heck's above?
He rolls to look up.
I roll down and look down. Where is it?
14.
He crit fails.
I look so much at my neck. Where I die.
You look up and you see coming down from the treetops on a web a giant spider, quite a bit bigger than the wolf spider you just faced.
Well, I guess what we killed was its child. Well, I would say you killed. I just heard it a little bit because, you know, it jumped at us.
No, I killed it.
Yeah, you killed it. You told me to do it. I want to see if I can befriend this giant spider, dang it, but I know it can't understand me. I want a giant spider to friend. Oh, I guess beast.
I used your same initiative rolls because this is basically the same encounter. So, Theragal, it is your turn.
I immediately jump out of the way and get as far away as I can from that creature.
Which direction are you jumping? Angus is south of you. And the river is north, but you're not there yet.
I just go even more north.
Alright.
As far as I can go, and then let's see. What should I do? What should I do? I'm gonna go ahead and do nothing and see what happens.
Alrighty, it is now the giant spider's turn. The spider is going to go ahead and let me check something. Okay, I see this. Okay, I understand this now. Okay. The giant spider is going to It's still hanging on its web. It hasn't quite reached the ground yet. It is going to sling a web at you, Theragal. And, let's see, one creature. Range 30 to 60 feet. One creature. So I'm gonna take a shot and see if it gets you. Oh, all right. I rolled a nat 20, so.
Oh.
So you are now restrained by this webbing, and as an action on your turn, you can make a strength check to see if you can free yourself from the webbing. The webbing it seems though, the webbing could be destroyed by something that might destroy webbing that you imagine would destroy a kind of web. So...
I have a sickle equipped.
But you are restrained, so you cannot use it.
I have to use my strength, my own strength, to break out of this.
So that is...
Right.
That is the giant spider's,
Wait a minute. Hold on a
turn.
second. I think I try to take out right
It's
now,
not,
or not?
it's not your turn, so you can't. It is the spider's turn,
Alright.
and the spider's just finished its turn, so that makes it Angus's turn.
Angus is going to use his sling to hit the spider.
Alrighty.
Rolling. I rolled a 14 plus 3, that's 17.
You got it.
I whacked the spider. Okay. So the sling. Did the spider know where it was?
If it didn't, it does now.
Well, if it didn't before, I'm going to use my ability Sneak Attack since it didn't know where I was before.
Fair enough. Its attention was focused on Theragal. I agree with that.
Okay. So 1d4 plus 3 bludgeoning damage plus a d6. So I rolled a 1 plus 4 plus 3, that's a 4. And I rolled a 5. So I dealt 9 damage to it.
Congratulations, you've dealt 9 damage to a giant spider.
Yes.
With a rock.
With a rock. I hit it really hard.
The spider, so your rock sails through the air, hits the spider, the main body of the spider, and the spider is not really too phased by it. That's it's pretty chill about this. It doesn't seem to have much of a reaction. So this is going to bring it back to the top of the order of Theragal. You are restrained by webbing.
Well, I gotta do a roll to break out. Alright. I got a 17.
That
Minus
is
1 in my strength.
That's going to do it. You burst free from the webbing.
Ah! No,
And,
no weapon can hold Theragal.
On a success.
No.
Okay. Bursting the... Yep,
I have
you're good.
bonus.
That was,
You know what, this
that's your action,
spider-
by the way.
Oh, that's it. Alright. Ah! Now I wait here for Spider to do another thing.
So the spider is going to go ahead and, finish coming down from its, web. It is now on the ground, and it's comes at you, and it's going to go ahead and make a bite on you.
Me?
Yep.
Well, my armor class is 17.
It's still going to try.
Alright, what's it gonna get?
It got a 17.
Exactly. So it hits me.
Yep. So you are going
Lucky
to.
spider.
Mm-hmm. D8. Let's see. 1d8 plus 3 piercing damage, so that's going to be 10. And you must make a Constitution saving throw.
My Constitution is +1. So alright. I got a 20!
Okay. So half as much damage on a successful one. But I think since you crit, you take none. So that's it. So you get the you just take.
Like nothing happens.
No, you still take the 10, but you avoided poison damage.
So
Additional
if I take
poison
10,
damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh.
I have
It sawed your boat in half. Okay. So it's my turn.
Yep.
Now. Huh. Okay. Well, I am going to send the boar at the spider to try to get it off from there at all.
So you're sending the boar to charge and attack the spider?
Yeah, that's charging the spider.
Alright. Go ahead and try and hit it.
The boar has rolled a 17, it's rolled a 20.
Got it. So you have hit the spider, so go ahead and do your damage.
Alright. 4 plus 7, so 8, 7, and once again, does 15 damage.
You do 15 this time? Wow.
Yeah. That's 7 plus 8, right? Yeah. 15. Okay.
The boar charges at the spider, once again buries its tusks underneath this, like gets from the bottom of the spider, flips it up, and flips the spider over onto its back. But because the spider was between the boar and Therigal, the spider is now flipping over. Therigal, I'm going to need you to take a dexterity saving throw.
12 plus nothing.
12. I'm going to say that's good enough to you narrowly dodge the spider being flipped over onto you, and the spider is now laying on its back, but flinging. Basically, its legs are flinging around everywhere as it tries to right itself back up.
Now it's my turn. Take revenge. Finally, I used the spell I haven't used at all that I've had so long. I cast Hellish Rebuke. Whatever. Rebuke. It says casting time, 1 reaction. When you take it in response to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet of you that you can see, you point your finger at the creature that damaged you. That damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flame. The creature must make a dexterity throw. It takes 2d fire damage on 2d10 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. So let's do a dexterity.
Hold on. I'm listening to the wording of that, and that doesn't sound like the current situation.
It says to do a save throw, it has to do, I think, at least Dex 14. It has to do a save throw of Dexterity 14. Or whatever.
Which you take in response to being damaged, but you didn't at the time.
I should be able to use it, it's like damage me, right?
But you didn't make a reaction then. Turns have already passed since then. Not at the moment, because things have happened since then. If it had attacked you and it was like you called a reaction spell, like the shield spell works, where it's called up in reaction to an event, that would have been the time.
Alright then, I'll remember that. I guess for now, I'll just use... Let's see. I use my Eldritch Blast on it.
Alrighty.
Once again, Eldritch Blast.
Let's see if you hit it.
Alright. I got a 14 plus 4 safety.
You hit it.
Yep. And then I do a roll d10 for damage. I got a 9 plus 2 is 11.
You have blasted this spider to a crisp. Pieces of its legs go flying into the woods, and it's just a smoldering pile of what was once a giant spider.
I say, yeah, it's right, spider! Ooh, you let me fair gall! Die! Yeah. Well, now it's dead, right?
Yep, it's gone.
Well, since that endeavor is over, I would like to drink a health potion, please. I have a bunch of them.
Go right on ahead.
One health potion.
There any more spiders?
I'd like to drink one health potion, and that heals 2d4, 2d4s, sorry.
Alrighty. Are you guys going to continue?
It only heals me 3. Wait, I'm still drinking potions,
okay.
It only heals me 3. Heal, and I'm gonna drink another one, which I'll make that one. Just drinking down these potions. That's a 5.
Tough.
While Thurgoll is just chugging potions, can I go to the more intact spider and try to cut its fangs off with my dagger?
Sure.
All
I'm
right.
at full health now. I'm good, and I have 6 potions left.
Will I do a strength roll?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. I got 17.
You easily pry the fangs off of the wolf spider. You see the venom still coursing through them.
Alright.
Well, not really coursing, but kind of just sitting in them now.
Can I add those to my inventory as poison daggers?
If you find a way to fashion them into daggers, then I will allow you to do that. But until you figure out a way to do that, you have 2 spider fangs.
I pick up a branch, because we're in the forest, right? There's probably sticks lying around. I pick up some sticks, and I kind of jam them in the holes where it was once attached to the spider, and I use like a little bit of my where is it? Inventory. A little bit. I know I have string, right? No, I don't have string. Like rope. Silk rope. I use some fibers of my silk rope. Unless I do actually have string. Yeah, I do have string. I use some of my string to tie the sticks securely to the fangs.
Let me see if I can... Let's see... Items... Is there, what kind of poison items, poison weapons do you see there if you try to add poison items?
weapon.
Is there like a
Poison.
spear? Because what you've just created sounds more like a spear than a dagger.
There's pistols. I made a pistol out of
Oh, hello.
Yeah, there's dagger of venom.
But is there something that's more like a spear? That sounds more close to what you have just crafted. Why do I have...
There's spear 1, spear plus 2, vicious spear, and spear plus 3.
Alright, I'll give you the poison daggers, but, I will be, when you use them, I will be, rolling, I will basically be rolling to see if they fall apart while you use them.
Got it.
Well, I am now healed up from that wretched beast who dare attack me. Now let's just continue onwards to this river, finally.
So you guys are gonna continue north?
That's the only direction we have.
Alright, can you both please roll a perception check?
Oh dear. I got 12.
I rolled
plus
17 plus 1.
I got 12 plus 2, which is...
That's
14.
more than enough. As you continue north, you notice here and there small patches of webbing in the throughout the terrain. Sometimes it's on the ground, sometimes it's in the trees and the bushes, and as you keep going further in, it seems to be getting denser.
Alright. Can I once again say that I've remounted my boar?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I'm once again on the boar.
Well, isn't this looking just lovely?
Yeah. It's, pretty nasty. You want
It's
me to
too
throw
bad
a fireball?
It's too bad that Shrub didn't warn you about the spiders.
Yeah.
Of course it was, didn't warn us. It's neutral evil.
Yeah. He ran off. He just told us about a river. We don't even know why we're going to the river. You want me to throw a fireball into the patch of nasty spiders, so that if there are any more giant spiders that come at us, they'll already be on fire.
You don't see a patch of spiders, you just see a lot of webbing.
Webs.
Mm-hmm.
First, I want to test something out, alright? Alright, I say, Tower, I would like to go home.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
And in front of you, through the, basically between two trees in front of you, you suddenly see a doorway. You see the door, what appears to be the front door of a house.
Ah, I was right. So, any time we need to go home, we simply say this in the door will be before us.
I figured that.
Alright. Tower, that was simply but a test. We don't need to go home right now. Oh, thank you for cooperating.
The door vanishes as if it was never there.
Alright, let's continue forward. At least we know we have escaped of some kind if things go too south.
Yeah, but what if a spider gets into a nice home? Oh,
Yes,
well.
let's see it get through a giant spider get through our tiny little door.
But I'm sure there are smaller spiders, but that'll be a bridge we cross once we get there.
Sure it will. That is if it actually lets us summon the door during combat.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see, won't we, Tower? Continue forward through all this disgusting web forest.
Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm sorry, I'm getting real
Alright.
tired here,
Alright.
and I know,
That's
Robot, you
okay.
gotta wake up early.
This is a good ending point, you know, as a
Right.
cliffhanger. It's suspense
So
for the next episode of The Infinite Tower. Infinity Tower.
Yes, the number tower.
The phenomena.
Phenomena. Phenomena.
Phenomena.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Phenomena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we hope you guys had fun with us. We've been having a lot of fun with this campaign. It's certainly been interesting so far.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna check the thing real quick.
12:29.
Yeah, I know.
Phenomena.
Well, good night, guys. We hope you had fun. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we will see you guys in the next life. Bye.